Greetings, greetings, greetings. How are we, TikTok world? It is I again, your host the hostess with the mostest, Chantel Sierta Shakim, here again for my day 36 of my 365-day journey of going live. How are y'all doing tonight? Come on in the room. I'm going to give TikTok a few minutes to bring y'all in as we are tapping in again, y'all. I am your host, Chantel Sierta Shakim, your hostess with the mostest, your soul guide and your soul sister, who comes live on location to speak out and fix crowns in the process. As you all know, we have been going live for, like I said, 36 days now straight, intentionally, to tap into the energy and frequency of the current moment. You know, loving on myself has been the motto for this month. As we've tapped into February, as of February 1st, we started the Madly in Love with Me challenge, which is all about loving on yourself, finding that place of love within so that you don't do without. Y'all hear me saying that a lot. Going within so you don't do without. This is the time that we are really, really, really being intentional about our love and our love language and how that shows up in our everyday experience. So tonight I am going to tap into the energy of love, y'all. What's love got to do with it? Hey, what's love but a second-hand emotion? You know, love is an emotion. It is energy emotion. And that is something that we can be in control of. As they just flipped out, y'all. So we going to see what we got here. So we got coming up number one is the Hierophant. Okay? Go into the upper room, y'all. Go to the higher spaces. That's where you're going to find love, in the bright places. As you begin to lay down your burdens, lay down the things that no longer serve, lay down the ideas of what love used to look like and what you used to receive as love, to receive something new. This is what we do. All right? Working in collaboration, putting people around you that support you, who love you, who light your fire, who helps keep your flame burning hot. Look at that. That's what kind of love I'm talking about. Knowing that in the process, you might experience some surprises as the tower shows up. But you know what? In that place, you get new beginnings. You know, you have to have chaos and destruction in order to rebuild. So that's what I said. Releasing those limiting beliefs, releasing the old way of thinking so that you can really begin to create something new. Building what you desire with community, building what you desire with those that support you, who see things the way you do. That's what we're doing. And it does take a little bit of strength. A little bit of love goes a long way. But you got to be the lion and the lamb sometime for your own soul. You know, you have to show up in that place of protection of your heart, of your mind, of those things that really are divine, okay? And in that space, that's where everything will begin to balance, and you'll find that place of justice. You'll find those things that you desire. This is what we're talking about. How does love show up for you? As we are tapping into the frequency of love. And I think we got 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, so they was like, hey, we ready. We popping out and showing you from the jump. Welcome, welcome, welcome into the call. Welcome in, T. Welcome in, welcome in. We are tapping into the energy of love today as we have been on this Madly in Love with Me challenge. What does that look like to you? How do you love yourself? Are you comfortable loving on yourself? Are you comfortable expressing how you want to be loved and standing in that space unapologetically? It's important, it's important for us to begin to show up in the spaces that, maybe we have felt uncomfortable with, but we're letting that go. We letting that stuff go that no longer serves, because we're coming into a new space of being surrounded by people who light us up. This is in that upper room. In the upper room, y'all, we talking about love tonight. What's love got to do with it? This is a very serious topic in some cases, especially for those who have not experienced love or who are not currently in a love partnership. So we tapping in to see what we can do about love today and bringing balance and harmony in into all of our relationships. First, starting with the way we show up for ourselves. Are you loving on yourself correctly? Because how you show up for you is how someone else will also show up for you. We teach people how to love us by the way we love ourselves. This is where we have to bring that energy of ma'at. Being in balance, being in harmony with ourselves, and knowing what toxic love looks like and not settling for it. So that's where we're here. How do you balance it? How do you bring justice into your relationship? And it's truly by showing up for yourself first, knowing what kind of love you desire and not settling for less. Being that lion and the lamb, showing compassion and strength as you show up in that space of love. Love is patient, love is kind, it keeps no record of wrong, it doesn't envy, it doesn't boast, it is soft and it is hard, but it's hard in the boundaries. It's hard in the boundary area. Are you setting the right boundaries for love? Us as women, we oftentimes are looking to be that love object or symbol of love for the man, but are you the symbol of love for yourself? Are you really being able to portray yourself in the sensual space, in the divine softness? Or are you coming across too hard where it's like, all my life I gotta fight? That has been me. That I am she. All my life I had to fight until I finally said, hands off, I surrender. I am ready to show up madly in love with me. And those that are attracted to that, those are the ones that are for me. That's where we're building community. We're attracting those things that are like unto us, that holds the vibration, that holds and cultivates that love that we desire. That's what we want to do. We want to be around people who can see us for who we are, love us for who we are, affirm us in that space of love as we show it to ourselves first. But in some cases, you're going to experience those tower moments. And those are very difficult moments. But that's the place of shift. This is the card in the middle. So this is number 4 of the 7. So it's right there in the middle. And this tower moment can either make us or break us, right? So as you show up in that space of showing love to self first, it can create chaos. It can create destruction as you begin to hold boundaries of, I don't want that. I don't want that kind of love. I want this type of love. And we can't determine how somebody loves us, but we can determine if that's the type of love we accept. Clock that. So in the other end of it, it can be, wow, I'm surprised that once I let go of the stuff that didn't serve me, now I have a fertile ground to receive and be surprised by the type of love that comes in. And I like that this looks like a flame, and booyah, look at that. They're reaching for it, right? The next card is, who is building with you? Who is wanting to see you receive the love that you want? How are they lighting your fire? As you hold the flame like, hey, this is how I want to be loved. You got people coming to support you. You got people who are saying, yeah, I want to see you shine bright like a diamond. Yeah, how can I support you? How can I help keep your flame lit in that space of love that you're showing for yourself? But in that space, You had to let go of some things. You can't carry the burdens of the past. You can't carry the ideas of how you used to show up in that space of toxic love. It's like, no, I don't want to do that no more. And be willing to walk away. Pack your stuff, sis, and say, you know what? I can do this. I can be madly in love with me and begin to see that there's somebody waiting for me. They just as bright as me. And they are waiting for me in the upper room, y'all. In the upper room of that high vibration. You got to rise above and rise to the occasion of love. What does love look like? What does love look like to you? How do you show it up and show love to those that you come in contact with? Are you a negative Nelly? Are you always criticizing people? Are you always looking to judge and to compare? Or are you saying, sis, you looking good today. You rocking that. Oh my God, I love that dress. Oh my God, your hair is beautiful. Girl, you rocking that makeup. You know, those are ways that we can also show love to be able to receive the love. You know, for me, for a long time, it was difficult for me to accept love and even accept a compliment. You know, I'm always downplaying, oh girl, that ain't nothing. No, I am something. And I thank you for noticing, you know, that attracts more opportunities for us to receive the type of love that we need. We have to expand our hearts, expand our reach, expand the love that we seek so that it can be mirrored back to us. So this is where we are. We're going to start from the bottom and go back to the top from the book, okay? I gave y'all what I had. We talking about love today as we are on this journey of being madly in love with ourselves. For this month of February, we're doing a challenge on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. If you haven't already, please go over to our YouTube page, Circle of Sister Table Talks, and check us out. We have a boatload of inspirational conversations just like this, card pulls that might affirm you, might give you what you need, because we here for each other. I'm here for you, you here for me, and we are divine reflections, don't you see? We shining bright like a diamond, and we fixing crowns in the process. So first we starting off with this, justice, ma'at, the first energy of harmony and balance in love. What does it say? We're going to go to number 11 is justice. And it says, my good karma is delightfully loving, and it can be the most motivating of teachers. So are you bringing balance and justice into your relationships of love? Are you being that change you want to see? Are you affirming those people that you would like in a way that you would like to be affirmed? Okay? Then we're going to go into strength. It takes strength to do that. It takes strength to know who you are and feel confident in who you are, to be able to give somebody a compliment, to be able to speak on the type of love that you truly desire. It takes you knowing what you desire first and foremost. It takes you being the lion and the lamb, setting those boundaries, learning how to be soft, but also protecting your heart at the same time. Okay? So that is strength in number 8. Okay? And it says, I deliberately bring compassion and strength forward, and I use them for the good. How are you using love in a good way? Are you the toxic link, or are you the compassion? Are you the strength in the relationship, or are you the one always compromising and your boundaries being overstepped? Are you the one who is always feeling like you getting the short end of the stick? Are you able to speak up and say, hey, that ain't working for me. Can we try something different? Because if you can express to someone the way you want to be loved, and they're just not at the capacity to be able to love you the way you need to be loved, that's a choice that you can make. Am I able to love myself enough to still stay in that relationship? Or is it time to move into communities where I am being supported, where I am being loved, where I am being able to be seen, heard, and witnessed, and building with them in that space of where they feel loved, you feel loved, and it's in that space of harmony. Ma'at, as we start at the bottom, right? So we're going to tap into this Three of Pentacles energy. This is what we're building. This is how we attract the love. This is how we manifest it in our reality. First, knowing what it is you desire, being the lion and the lamb, being strong, but also being soft, being strong in your boundaries and knowing what you're willing to accept and what you're not, and then being open to building in a space where everybody wins. You know, especially when it comes to love, especially when it comes to community, especially when it comes to your romantic partnerships. Greetings, y'all. Thank y'all for coming into the space. Greetings. So we had Three of Pentacles. It says, I step into the vibration of conscious collaboration. Look, somebody can only meet you where they have met their self. What? That's that conscious collaboration. If you are on a vibration of love that somebody else hasn't reached for themselves, it's going to be some It's going to be some difficulty there. It's going to be this tower, right? It's going to be some surprises, and it might also be some chaos and destruction. But be ready for it, because it's all working to our good. As y'all know, I've been talking about how good can it get? You know, even in the midst of chaos and destruction, that can give us an opportunity to replant some new seeds on fertile ground. Because sometimes you got to burn it all down. And that burning creates the fertile soil to begin to replant something new. And if you love somebody and they love you, you can be able to get some good out of this chaos and destruction. It could surprise you. It might have looked like everything was falling apart, but ultimately it was coming together. And sometimes you just got to let it burn. Let it burn. This is that place of hands off, no control, total surrender to self. Being madly in love with you, sis, bro. You know, this is what we do. So the tower says, in chaos, I move toward the brightest light. And I showed this in contrast here. Booyah. You see that? Okay. In chaos, I move to the brightest light. You see there's light here and there's light here. So in this space, somebody's holding up their light. They like, hey, love me like this. I can love you like that. And these people is like, yeah, let me help support you. Let me hold that flame with you. Let me be your backbone. Let me say, yeah, continue to shine the bright. Continue to hold the light. In the midst of chaos, we can still build. We can still rise to the highest occasion. And that's where we gonna end at, y'all. We gonna end at the Hierophant, where it's like, that's where all the love and the marriage and all that happily ever after happens. But you got to begin to rise to the light. You got to rise to the light. So this is the Five of Wands. Collaboration, working together to bring forth that type of love that you want. You know, everybody, there's romantic love. There's agape love. There's worldly love that is very, very conditional. But we don't want to build in that conditional love space. We want to build in the authentic place. Like, hey, everybody desires love. Everybody wants to be loved. But not everybody can love theyself. And then they looking for you to fill in the blank. Check out of that. I can't do it for you. You got to know how you want to be loved. And then people are going to show you how they can love you. And then it's up to you to decide, is that enough? Is that the way I want to be loved? If not, return to sender. In love, you know, because, you know, I wish you well. So we go into the Five of Wands here. Five of Wands tells us, this is good, y'all. I was wanting to tap into the energy of love because this is a personal place where I find myself as we are working through this madly in love with me. These 28 days. So it says, Five of Wands. I support others and they support me. And together we rise in accelerated harmony. Again, bringing it back from what was on the bottom: harmony, balance, ma'at. That is a place of respect, of love shared equally. It's like what I'm giving to myself, I'm going to be willing to give to you. But if you ain't giving that to you, you ain't got nothing to give to me. As one of my sisters said at our ascension through our sacred woman rites of passage, her gateway was ma'at, and it is relationships, love. How do you show up in relationships? How does love show up in relationships? And she said, me first, then you. Giving to myself allows me to have something to give to you. That's power. That's power right there. Because if you ain't got love for yourself, how you gonna love anybody else, sis? Hey, so we gotta rise in accelerated harmony. I support others and they support me. And we rise together in accelerated harmony. You know, give me some love, y'all. I know y'all in the room. Tap the screen. Give me some love. Let me give you some love and you give me some love. And we rising in this accelerated harmony, okay? This is good today. So we are tapping in. And if you can't, look, if we can't rise together in accelerated harmony, I'm packing my bags. I'm gone. Or maybe you need to pack your bags. It's like you move on. Move on. You don't have to stay there. If it's not feeling right, if it's not an equal exchange of reciprocity and love, that's a tainted love, y'all. That's a toxic love. And it's saying move. Get out the way. Get out the way. Move. You know, and we can do that. Because on the other side of where we pack our bags and move, we get what we desire. So let's see what this 10 of Wands say. This is working our magic. This Wands is all about as the queen of our experience, as the king of our experience. We wave that wand, we pack up our stuff, and we say, you know what? It's time to move on. If we ain't working together in this accelerated harmony, let me bounce. So 10 of Wands says, I release my burdens into the ethers, knowing that the universe will help me tend to the essentials. And the essentials right now is self-love, y'all. Self-love. However you want it. However you feel. You get to choose. Release the burdens into the ethers. It's like, it ain't me, it ain't you, it's me. It's me, boo. It's me. It's not you, it's me. And I release so that I can move into, booyah, the higher frequency of all things love. You see that? This is the Hierophant energy. This is an energy where marriages take place. This is like, yeah, we're going to accelerate into this, where we find peace. We find balance. We find everything we need in this higher space of light. So yeah, we release into the ethers, knowing that the universe is supporting us with the essentials. And the essentials is bringing us to that Hierophant, y'all. Hierophant energy, which is power. That is a good place to be when it comes to love, y'all. If you know, you know. I don't read tarot like everybody else, but I know it, okay? So this is saying, I am my own guru. I am my own guru, and the guidance I need is rooted in my faith, my belief, and my unique essence. So when you meet yourself in that space of love, can't nobody tell me nothing. Ashe? So this is good. This is good. We are meeting ourselves in that higher room, in the upper room, y'all. In the upper room where marriages happen, if that's what you desire. If not, that's where you get to experience the highest form of love, of self-love, okay? So we're going to tap in and see what the ancestors have to say about this love energy today. So we're going to go into the secrets of the ancestors. You know, I love working with my ancestors. They always are letting me rise up to the highest occasion as I stand on their shoulders and know that they love me unconditionally. And they don't want nothing but love for me. They want me to have the purest experience in love because that's what they given to me. You see? So they help fortify me. They help me to see the things that maybe I don't see in myself, but yet I feel the love, you know? And when you can go into that heart space and feel the love, there's nobody can tell you anything other. And you know when it don't feel right, don't stay or talk about it. If you can, you know, express yourself. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, what y'all got to tell us about love? Woo! Okay, they came through like booyah. The ancestral forces, y'all. Okay, it says completion. The completion is found in the ancestral forces. I was just talking about y'all. I was saying how much love y'all show us. They support us and they enforce that which is good for us. At least the highest vibration of love. That's the ancestors that I'm calling forth. Those are the ancestors that I welcome into my space to guide me, to give me insight, to give me wisdom, to also help bring forth those relationships that serve me in my highest space. Either friendships, romantic relationships, the workplace, all of it. I need all of it fortified in the type of love that I'm giving to me because I want that reciprocity. Okay? And the ancestral forces are showing up, y'all. And they say it is complete. Look, just like Jesus said, it is finished. Once you decide what you want and what you won't tolerate, once you bring that lion and the lamb forward within your own heart, it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing that can keep you from receiving all that you want. That's that place of completion. So let's see what it talk about. Number 21. 21, it says, I embrace my sacred connection to infinite potential. I embrace my sacred connection to infinite potential. Whatever you want, you know, whatever you want, you get. Whatever you put out, you retract. So begin to fill your cup, sis, bro. Fill your cup to overflow. Overflow in that love energy. Love is patient. Love is kind. It doesn't envy. It doesn't boast. It doesn't keep a record of wrong. You know, it's good. It's good. It is good. Ashe. So let's go into the soul's journey. Okay? The soul's journey. As we go into this love frequency, what is the love energy? What is the love energy? You know, come through and express yourself as you please, but understand you get to play the way you play, and I play how I play. And it is nothing but love. I got nothing but love for you today. Ashe, nothing but love. And if you are not in the vibration of love, you can, look, get to stepping. Look, pack your bags and go into the ethers, okay? Because me and God are like this. And this is what comes forth when you play with the Most High. This is what comes forth. Judgment. And it don't come from me. It comes from you. You judge yourself by the way you judge others. Through and through. You know, we judge ourselves. We show love to ourselves by what you do to yourself. So study to show yourself approved. Because right here in this space of judgment that is coming through, as we bring justice through and through, it says, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. We gonna ring the bell on that. We understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Started from the bottom, now I'm here. You know, God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. And I admire how he shows up and shows out every time I come into this room. So I give thanks for all of you who have come in to the room to share your love as you've received some love. You know, God is love. God is love. And who am I to say anything about anybody else but love? I got nothing but love for you, baby. So until next time, I am your soul sister, speaking out and fixing crowns in the process. If you haven't already, please, please, please tap into my Circle of Sister Table Talk page, where we go in deep on these occult issues. We go deep into spirituality and religion. We go deep into the frequency of God in us, the hope of glory. We go deep into the works of the greater works, which is manifested through our own souls, right? So this is good. This is so, so good. And I love it here. I love the work that God has given me to do to manifest in this way to the collective. So I welcome you into this space. I welcome you with open arms. But I also challenge you to love on yourself. Love on yourself the way that nobody else can, not even God. Okay? So until next time, sending y'all peace and love.